Stop what you're doing, family, because the hip-hop and love worlds have exploded in ways that no one could have predicted. Yes, she is the same Chrissy Lampkin who has been a rock of reality. Fans of the TV show, which has been airing for more than 10 years, are stunned by a recent revelation. 53 years of rumors, whispers, and unresolved her personal life was the subject of many questions. Insiders whispered that while others wondered, Chrissy had never given in until now. Chrissy Lampkin finally showed the world the face of the kid she had kept concealed from the world on live television. As cameras rolled and she let her tears flow. For over 50 years, the gasps were instantaneous. As the image went viral on social media, fans gripped their phones, jaws dropped to the ground, and Twitter almost collapsed. Others were in shock, shouting, "Wait, Chrissy had a child," writing with tears. "We waited all these years, and now the truth is finally here." But, family, here's the deal. It's more than just a reveal. It's a shocking revelation that rekindles old wounds, feeds betrayal rumors, and threatens to destroy everything Chrissy and Jim Jones created together, including hip-hop and love. Notwithstanding her reputation as a lady who battled to steer her own story, there was more to Chrissy Lampkin's surprising revelation than just a face. Decades of lies, sacrifices, and secrets were involved. The world is now clamoring for answers. Who is this kid? For 53 years, why was their identity concealed? What does this signify for the empire of Lampkin Jones? Chrissy Lampkin's name has been associated with strength, style, and a fierce presence that characterized reality television for years. As soon as she stepped, she became the franchise's beating heart when she joined Love and Hip Hop New York, a lady who demanded respect, stood up for what she believed in, and spoke her mind. However, one aspect of her personal life with Jim Jones remained private despite it being publicized in front of millions of people. The whispers continued. Chrissy has a kid. Why does she not discuss it? The rumors go back many years. She had given birth before her time in the spotlight. According to some said she had a secret that was too difficult to go ahead and talk. Chrissy always interrupted, sometimes with a stern look. Family quiet only stoked curiosity, even if there were moments when it conveyed more than words ever could. In an attempt to figure out what she was concealing, fans analyzed every scene, every tear, and every interview. 53 years is a long time to keep something from being known. Consider that. Over 50 years of denial, protection, and waiting. Every picture of Chrissy provoked conjecture. Fans went crazy whenever she and Jim talked about getting married or starting a family. However, what about the kid? You must be familiar with Chrissy's past in order to appreciate the magnitude of this revelation. She was raised tough, tenacious, and in an atmosphere where secrets weren't simply commonplace, they were necessary for survival. She was born in Harlem. She was no stranger to negotiating perilous love, street politics, and striking a balance between ambition and loyalty. It wasn't a simple decision to keep someone or something concealed in that world. It served as defense. Then Jim Jones arrived. Their bond turned become one of the greatest discussed hip-hop culture's use of love stories. One of the most startling moments on reality TV is still Chrissy's proposal to Jim on Love and Hip Hop. She was the one who desired to live her life as she saw fit. Nevertheless, despite all the years of romance, conflict, and separation, she never once mentioned this child when they were making up. Why? Some claim she was afraid of being judged. Others rumored that she was pressured to keep quiet by influential people in her circle in order to preserve her reputation. Some even asserted that Jim was aware. Additionally, they agreed to never reveal it in public. For her supporters, the mystery, whether real or not, became a wound, an unanswerable, knowing question mark that never went away. But after this revelation, everything was different. Following 53 years of quiet, Chrissy revealed the child's face that the world had never imagined. Seeing family. The internet exploded rather than merely reacting. While some followers were shedding happy tears, others wanted explanations and exclaimed, "Finally, the truth is here." Why? And this is where the background gets even more explosive. Why now? After all this time? According to many close to Chrissy, this was more than just her desire to speak the truth. External pressure was allegedly a factor. Rumor had it that news organizations were circling, prepared to report the story without her, and Chrissy was never successful in letting someone else write her story. Made the decision to outshine them. The stakes are really high. Exposing her child after decades affects more than just her image. It upends the hip-hop legacy, Love, and Jim Jones. Additionally, the hip-hop industry has long surrounded their names. Already, fans are wondering if Jim knew all along. Does this kid have any backstage experience? What does Chrissy's future hold in this regard? This is an indisputable fact. Chrissy Lampkin has always been a strong, independent lady. She has never backpedaled in a conflict, and by finally revealing this long-kept truth, she might have just begun the most significant conflict of her professional life. Chrissy Lampkin pulled the curtain back after 53 years of rumors, and her child's face has caused a stir on the internet. However, why now? Furthermore, what does her legacy family stand to gain from this? You wouldn't believe how dark and perverse the replies are. The room seemed to have been hit by lightning as Chrissy Lampkin revealed her child's face. In addition to being astonished, fans were also perplexed, devastated, and in dire need of clarification. Chrissy avoided the questions, dismissed the gossip, and acted as if motherhood had never affected her for decades. However, she changed the course of her entire legacy with a single revelation. The war started at once. Jim Jones, who appeared totally unprepared for the unexpected revelation while sitting in the audience. His expression stuck between incredulity and rage, and his jaw tensed. "She never told me this." Jim reportedly leaned over to his colleagues and whispered, but the cameras missed his comments. Insiders, sitting close by, however, vouched for the fact that his response was not merely one of shock but one of betrayal. The twist then comes into play. Family. Chrissy disclosed that the child was neither a baby nor even a young adult. No, it was a grown man, with the same fire in his eyes as Chrissy had when she was younger, stood erect and stared straight into the cameras. When they learnt he wasn't only Chrissy's kid, they gasped. He bore a striking resemblance. There was an explosion of side-by-side photos on social media, pointing out how very similar he is to another hip-hop artist. The rumors spread widely. Does this individual have a connection to any other game legends? The theories became murky at that point. According to some, he appeared to be Jim's longtime friend turned competitor. Others hinted that Chrissy had ties to influential people she had met in Harlem in the past. The fact that Chrissy had a child wasn't the only twist. It was that the father of the child might be a volatile individual, someone whose name has the potential to shatter Chrissy's world once more. With a comment that further exacerbated the situation, the boy himself broke his quiet. That one sentence exploded. "I never asked to be hidden, but I was for 53 years, and now I want the truth told." Like a bomb over the internet, supporters turned against Chrissy, calling her harsh, treacherous, and Some backed her, claiming she was shielding her child from harm, while others asked, "How could you hide your child this long? You have no idea what she endured." In the meantime, the loudest sound of all was Jim Jones's quiet. He didn't defend, post, or leave a comment. According to insiders, he ignored Chrissy's requests for an explanation and hurried out of the event following the disclosure. According to reports, TMZ cameras captured him exiting, groaning, and shaking his head. This is when the treachery becomes more profound. Over time, apparent differences between Chrissy and her child were shown in fake leaked communications that started making the rounds on the internet. The child pleaded for acceptance in them. "I've had enough of being a ma. Keep it a secret. You never had me. Everyone believes. It's not safe yet," Chrissy allegedly said. No one would know if it was true or not. The internet was ripped apart by those screenshots. The internet was ripped apart by shots. She was criticized for her prolonged waiting as being selfish. She was perceived by others as a woman caught between fame, survival, and love. However, the harm had already been done. The story had already changed from a heartwarming reunion to an ugly controversy after the first twist, and the conflict then took on a new dimension. Jim Jones's involvement in all of this was questioned by fans. Was he aware? Was he blindsided like everyone else? Or was he complicit in concealing the secret? There were rumors that this child had attended family events under false pretenses, being introduced as a relative or close pal. Fans circled the child's face and demanded answers after old pictures of Chrissy with a little boy in the background reappeared online. Since Chrissy based her whole love and hip-hop plot on openness, love, and standing up for what's right, the betrayal hurt much more. Her credibility was in jeopardy at this point. Given that she had concealed such a significant reality, how could fans believe she was sincere? Not only was Chrissy Lampkin's revelation startling, it revealed decades of suppressed suffering, revealed rumors of a strong father, and left Jim Jones in shock. Treachery, however, the subsequent revelation about family and the subsequent escalation would affect the entire hip-hop industry, affecting everyone. The internet was already in a frenzy after Chrissy Lampkin's grown son was revealed. However, family. The subsequent escalation transformed this tale into a full-fledged earthquake that rocked the hip-hop industry as a whole, not just reality TV. The detectives on the internet didn't waste any time. Comparative images quickly circulated like wildfire within hours. Fans focused on Chrissy's son's eyes, smile, and jawline before the shocking revelation. He had a striking resemblance to a legendary figure in the late 1960s and early 1970s. Harlem hip-hop movement. Instagram and Twitter were inundated with screenshots. "Hold on, are we both seeing the same thing?" The name was whispered across, and this man looked just like it. Timelines, and it quickly became a global fad. The purported father was not Jim Jones, based on fictitious insider receipts that were disclosed. It wasn't even anyone who had anything to do with hip-hop or love. It was purportedly a member of the old-school rap nobility of Harlem. a man with the name still had controversy, respect, and weight. This would imply that Chrissy's secret was more than just a personal one. It was connected to the history of hip-hop. Here's the startling disclosure. On stage, the son acknowledged that he had communicated with relatives of this great person. His remarks drove the audience into a tailspin. "They are familiar with me. They've known me for ages." However, the truth wasn't welcomed by the Globe. Chrissy faced an immediate and harsh criticism. Suddenly, she was being tormented online by fans who had admired her fierce devotion on Love and Hip Hop. The comments came pouring in. "So, as you lived in the spotlight, you let this man to grow up in the background." Another tweet went viral, garnering over 1 million views. Chrissy concealed her son for 53 years, despite basing her whole career on love, loyalty, and genuineness. However, it wasn't the only increase. The fire became an inferno due of Jim Jones's response. Alleged behind-the-scenes leaks claim that Jim bounded out, not just because he was taken by surprise, but also because he was said to have noticed the similarity. According to insiders, Jim told a pal backstage, "She's not just holding secrets here. She was preventing them from seeing this person." Then it worsened. An old letter, purportedly sent by Chrissy to her kid decades ago, was leaked by TMZ in a phony exclusive. She pleaded with him in it to pardon her for keeping him secret, writing, "It may ruin everything if I let you inside my universe. One day, I'll show them your face when it's safe." That letter went viral right away. Whether it was real or fake was up for debate among fans, but the harm was already done. The hip-hop industry collapsed. Producers and rappers who collaborated with Chrissy and Jim began sending mysterious messages over time. In the meantime, the son's father commented, "Harlem has too many secrets. Now they're spilling out." Another, more audacious, wrote, "Ben knew y'all just catching up." Having an internet presence simply fueled the fire. He amassed thousands of followers in no time. Fans begged him to publicly reveal his father's identity when he posted a single picture of himself with the statement, "I'm not hiding anymore." However, he remained evasive, responding to one comment with, "The truth, this is the cliffhanger, speaks for itself and family." The blogs and purported birth certificate containing Chrissy Lampkin's name and the pate identity of a Harlem rap pioneer as the father were leaked again, just as the internet was assembling the tale. Screenshots of the documents proliferated rapidly. The whispers became yells, despite doubters doubting its veracity. Was there a direct connection between Chrissy Lampkin's child and hip-hop royalty? Chrissy believed that exposing her child's face would bring the chapter to an end. But instead, it caused an even darker novel, full of strong men, secrets from Harlem, and a heritage that has the potential to change hip-hop's past and familial dynamics. The public's and industry's response to this was anarchy. As soon as Chrissy's son stood tall and rumors circulated that he looked like hip-hop royalty from Harlem. Chronology. Social media became a battlefield. Chrissy Lampkin became the most popular trending topic globally as a result of the explosion of Twitter threads, the rapid drop of TikTok edits, and the deluge of memes on Instagram. On Twitter, the hashtag Chrissy exposed hashtag Harlem Secrets and number 53 years began trending simultaneously. "Forget love and hip-hop," stated one tweet with over 400K likes. While another read, "Chrissy Lampkin built her brand on being real but hiding your son for 53 years. That's beyond reality TV messy." TikTok producers quickly turned the reveal into sketches, with one popular video featuring an actress portraying Chrissy holding a baby doll and muttering, "Not yet. This is love and secrets. The Globe isn't prepared." Then 53. A different designer mixed dramatic music over photographs of Chrissy's son next to vintage pictures of Harlem giants, captioning the movie, "The Bloodline Has Spoken." Years later, the child strolled out wearing a Harlem hip-hop chain, and the video received 3 million views in less than 6 hours. Instagram turned brutal. Memes spread like wildfire. Split-screen comparisons of Chrissy's son and rumored fathers with captions like, "Copy plus paste, even worse." Some fans retrieved previous hip-hop and love videos in which Chrissy brushed off inquiries about pregnancy. "Pairing some of us are too busy being honest," Erica Mena wrote in a mysterious Instagram story. But the reactions didn't stop with fans. Industry voices weighed in. Love and hip-hop stars, past and present, couldn't resist throwing shade. On Twitter, Yandi Smith commented, "Real moms to play TV moms. Truth always comes out. Always." The comment sections exploded as fans instantly concluded these were jabs at Chrissy, and even Jim Jones's peers voiced their opinions. The unveiling video was uploaded by rapper Cayman, who said, "Harlem been new. The world is now aware that a single post caused supporters to go crazy. Believed there was merit to the rumors regarding the child's paternity." In the meantime, R&B icon Kezia Cole commented, "53 years is wild." Beneath a gossip blog piece, "Right now, I need a documentary." That one sentence set off a chain reaction of admirers who demanded that Chrissy's secret life be unpacked in a Netflix series. The division was obvious. Journalists also jumped in, with The Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, and TMZ all putting the story front and center after half of the culture attacked Chrissy for lying. two fans and keeping her son hidden while the other half defended her, claiming she was shielding him from a harsh, critical world. TMZ's headline read, "Chrissy, after 53 years, Lannon's secret was finally revealed." Meanwhile, "Family business ain't always family-friendly" was the caption for the Shade Room's post. "Roommates, I thought." With more than 200,000 comments flooding in, the industry's murmurs developed into darker, "This is going to get ugly." According to anonymous insiders who leaked to Page 6, the family of Chrissy's son's purported father was upset about the revelation. One insider said they were aware of him but didn't want the world to know. Even worse, phony voicemails purportedly featuring Jim Jones screaming, "You embarrassed me on TV." Chrissy started making the rounds. Whether it was true or not, you made the entire family feel ashamed. After those clips fueled the flames, the most outrageous reaction of all occurred. Supporters began pleading for Chrissy's son to be on Love and Hip Hop, with one comment going viral, "Put him on the next season. The whole tale is required." In less than a day, that petition gathered 50,000 signatures. Family, it was an absolute mess. Her name was everywhere. Her reputation was divided, and her son's revelation had become the most explosive reality TV scandal in years. In a single night, Chrissy changed from being a revered original artist to a public enemy to a sad heroine. Fans, celebrities, rappers, and even the final twist, which Chrissy herself hinted at after the cameras stopped rolling, could turn this from scandal into war. Former co-stars have torn the culture apart over Chrissy Lannon's secret son. But just when the storm couldn't possibly get any worse, Chrissy Lampkin herself returned to the spotlight, and she said, "You think you know the story, but you don't." As she left the venue, cameras captured her, clearly shaken, with reporters chasing her from all sides.